Offensively for South Georgia, definitely quite different than what it was in the first game. A new catcher as Etchus is getting the start behind the plate. Also, Butler is over at third base in this ball game after he did some big things off the bench in game number one. Washington, the shortstop. Hooft is at second with Woolard over at first. The outfield is the same with Balcom, Goodwin, and Brooks. The first pitch on the way to Dorian Rojas, the Macon shortstop, who's now at the plate. Woolard holds the runner Arroyo on over at first. Shannon Worth is already sweating a little bit out there as it was a humid night to say the least. It actually wasn't that bad heat-wise today compared to what's been going on as of late here in South Georgia, but it's a humid evening tonight as the 1-0 from Worth. Nice looking pitch right there. Curveball gets the inside corner. That's going to even up the count now.
Hello Internet, welcome back to phototherapy, but today's another video therapy episode. Today we were at the Pisgah Gorge in northeast Alabama. I had never been here before, so I wanted to come here. I was actually testing out a video rig that I'm going to be kind of working on for the next little bit, but there it is. I just had it in a handheld configuration, just kitted out just to see how big and bulky I could make the XT3 using the Sigma 18-35 with the Fringer adapter. I watched a video from another guy who was testing out with Fuji, Zach Mayfield, and he was using the 18-35, and I loved the way it looked. I need to get a Black Pro Mist and a few other things to really make it what I want it to be, but I liked it. So this was mostly video, just because I was testing out, like I said, this rig. It's just a bunch of small rig parts. But I want to make it kind of like an all-in-one, and it can break down and go on a gimbal or tripod or wherever I need it to go. I'm just still working on that. Things are still a little bit crazy where I'm at with the quarantine and everything, but I'm also in the South, so a lot of people aren't really taking it super serious, which is what I'd expect. If you guys want me to break down the rig, or if you have suggestions for the rig, more importantly, I would love to hear them. Like what works for you to make it the fastest possible, to go from handheld to shoulder rig to gimbal to all that. And also, what's a good gimbal for a heavy lens like the Sigma 18-35? I don't think my Weeble's going to cut it. This place is pretty cool. I like the way they have it set up. It's almost like an auditorium where the waterfall is the subject. But speaking of that, other YouTuber, Zach Mayfield, he had a better system, I think, because he was not struggling like I am right now. I think I need to get all this into one bag. I think that's my plan. And he also did a like a Google Maps thing. I'm gonna try to figure that out and save all the spots that I go to for potential spots to go to in the future. We'll see. I like the layers that this place has as far as like the like you have the big waterfall right here and then you go down further. It's really similarly laid out to DeSoto that I've been to in the past, in that you can like go down to the bottom and everything. Obviously DeSoto has a bigger drop off, but pretty cool little place. The light was almost perfect. Like I got here when shadows started to creep in, but not exactly at golden hour. Always gotta do some sun flares. I'm also not that big of a hater on the handheld look. I know a lot of people these days, they want everything to be super smooth and flowy, but I just feel like it just takes away something sometimes. I know everyone's on the chase for the best in-body stabilization with the best image stabilized lenses, but I think there's something to say for the imperfections. I know I'm probably one of few that feel that way. This lens can actually really separate the subject from the background pretty well. I've had this lens before. And I mean, a few episodes back, I was saying that 18 and 35 were my two most used focal lengths when I was on the gimbal. And I didn't really want to get this lens because I feel like it's kind of like everybody's setup. Everyone and their mom has an 18 to 35. But I mean, it's just so good. Took Jasmine's parents' dog Copper with us, and he was not a fan of waterfalls. He kind of grew into it though. He just got the happiest little dog face. We've had a lot of rain here lately, so I don't know if these would always look this insane, or if this is like a good day for it. But something tells me this was a good water day. We're about 2 months away from little man getting here. I think his name's gonna be Atlas, which is a odd choice, but my wife didn't want something that blended in, I guess. I also switched back to Premiere Pro for video editing. I tried DaVinci and I'm one of the few people that did not like it better. I think it's mostly the way that Premiere handles keyframing. I've got a video I'm working on right now, just of like a compilation of a bunch of stuff that I've shot for the past few years with Jasmine, but my editing style, I think, lends itself very well to Premiere. And this was a first for me, at least. I don't know how many other people have done this, but I'm taking photos using my video rig. I'm using my monitor as the viewfinder. It's first time for everything, I guess. I'm gonna throw up a few of them. The angle is really weird. I'm sure I could have played around with it a little bit longer, but we were just trying to take the dog out for a walk. A bunch of people are asking my social media info, so I'm going to go ahead and put all that in the description of every episode here going forward. This is definitely a place I could see me going back to for like if I ever became like a portrait photographer type guy. It's got a few cool spots. Like here on the way back to the overlook, there's like just a little field you can walk out into, and this is all the rage now, I guess, is going into some random field and using that as your photo spot. Got enough shade and everything to really get some good stuff there, I think. And so I shot all of this, and I took the drone with me. That's that little briefcase looking thing that I'm carrying with me everywhere I go. And you know, I had to get some shots with that. But that's the last shot, is the drone pullback. I had to do a real big gut check because there's some trees I was going to have to fly into. It's always nerve-wracking whenever you can't see what you're flying backwards into other than with your eyes, and you can't really judge the distance. And I'm not the best drone pilot in the world. But anyways, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you're doing well. Life is good, and I'll see you on the next one.